Okay, so what we're going to deal with in this video is how to find the angle between two vectors. So to start this problem off, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to draw a sketch. And the reason I want to draw a sketch is because it's basically going to show us what we're actually finding. What does it actually mean to find the angle between two vectors? So as you can see right here, what I'm doing now is plotting the first vector u at the point 2, 3. So the next thing that I'm doing is I'm plotting the point -4, 2 to represent v. And remember, these are both standard vectors, which means they have their initial point at the origin and the terminal point at the end of the vector. Now it's a little hard to see, but what I drew there is a little line in between those two vectors representing that's what we want to find. So kind of in the back of your mind think, well, what does that angle even look like? And later on when we find our answer, we're going to revisit that idea of, well, what does that angle look like? So what I just wrote on the board, cosine of theta is equal to u dot v over magnitude of u times magnitude of v. That's our formula that we're going to use to find the angle between these two vectors. Now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to leave the magnitudes in radical form, and I'm going to leave the dot product as it is, and I'm not going to go through how to do the calculations for each individual part. I kind of want to get more of the idea of what this means and how to do it. Okay, so I have the two magnitudes. I did those first because they're a little more, intellectually challenging than finding the dot product. So now I'm using, some simple math, finding the dot product. And now the last thing I'm going to do is just set everything straight into the equation and evaluate it. And that's pretty much it. So as you see, I'm writing the inverse cosine because cosine of theta, if we want to find the angle, we need to do inverse cosine to find that. Alright, so that value I could put straight into the calculator, and remember, if you're using a calculator and you want to do it in one step, make sure you get those parentheses. So you'd have -2 in parentheses and then the bottom two parts in parentheses. And as you can see, that angle looks like it's about 90 degrees. So we're right where we should be. And that's how you find the angle between